Hello everyone, I'm Cheslick44, and welcome to this Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper. Last episode, we've got a whole bunch of timers set up for us. We finished building the Sidereal Horizon, and it'll take another 6 cycles in order for that to be ready. Oh wait, what's this? Havenage said it'll be a few cycles until the winners of the draw are announced. You'll have to come back then. Okay, so 3 cycles, and the draw for the Sidereal will be done. It's also going to be another 3 cycles before we find out what's happening with Rabaya and Sabine. Let me see the other locations here. Up at the hub, it'll be 1 more cycle. Okay, next cycle, Bliss will be ready for us. We can do some work there. And over on this side, 2 more cycles for the aviary. Okay, if that's the case, well, I can actually keep myself stable by doing a self-repair. And now, we should be able to do something for the guy over there. Oh, those are some good roll... Hey, a quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. Who? Moritz. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You are not an easy person to find. I move around. Moritz holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment, it's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. What's up? Ah, yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. Moritz stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it. Cool. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know. He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor, kicking at a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss's Bay, then. We got some really good rolls there. I like it. I should probably use some in order to get some more things there, but let's take a look up here, see what he needs. Ember's Wake. Somehow, Bliss swung a tanker contract, but the catch is that the work needs to be turned around fast. Too fast. The tanker's crew have detected a set of leaks and they need to isolate and seal them as soon as possible. That's where you come in. Option 1, Bliss has an idea. A full system flush with tracer fluid to reveal the leaks, which means an emergency venting of all tanks. Brilliant and dangerous. Or tank recladding. Typically the way to fix this kind of leak is to painstakingly inspect and reseal the entire ship's cladding. But is there time? Well, we can do the full system flush easily. In fact, we got enough we can completely finish this. Oh, you carefully trigger the emergency sequence and the tracer fluid does its job. All the leaks are revealed, now you just need to seal them. That we can do right here. And one more. Your careful and focused inspection is rewarded with the discovery of a set of leaks. You seal them up tight. Easy job, 1 cycle. As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared that contract no problem. Once we are back in the bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up. Oh, it feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and a moment later you're back in the bay, where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be. Hey, Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder. Sleeper? He spins a wrench in his hand. Looked like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in zero-G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Shit! Bliss slams her fist onto the console. Shit! Look at Moritz. Moritz raises his eyebrows but stays quiet. He doesn't want to get involved. Bliss calls you over. Look at this! Just look! She spins the terminal screen and you see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee paid in full the moment you finished up the job. but then directly after, the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. What the hell? Oh, this is the work of my ex. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. Oh, there's no way we can... Moritz, throw me that wrench. You going to fix it? Moritz spins the wrench across the bay. Bliss smiles. Something like that. Bliss brings the wrench down on the terminal, hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of screen, memory sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench onto her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Moritz drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks. Bliss, you want me to... He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, I've got it. You go get me a new terminal, cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the art exchange if you have to. Can I help? Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall. Don't worry, one of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that or just space the whole bay every few cycles. You okay? Not really. Just don't seem to be able to extricate myself from this shit, no matter how hard I try. The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the rear end of the bay. You don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He could have transferred it anywhere. And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I want is to ever see him again. She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you worked for this too, but next time won't be the same. That's okay. See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know. She winks and kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. Okay. All you can do is move on and wait for Bliss to land another contract. Maybe this time. 4 more cycles there. Alright, I do have an idea. With the rest of what I have here, these 2 5s, I am going to go ahead and, since this is almost done, gather up some more spores so that I have enough to just immediately start with that again. There we go. Now we can go ahead and rest. I'll use another one of these. And end the cycle. There we go. Now let's salvage. Let's see if we can find the things we need. We need the club heads. We got 1 club head. Let's get another. We got a second. A reroll. We got plenty of club heads. Fantastic. Let's bring them over right now. We only needed 2, but hey, the extra will help. Rico is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise. You aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. She looks up, smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles. But right now, well, I think I have something. What is it? The drum finishes spinning and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me. And according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Rico asks without looking away from the vial. Medicine? You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of a strange person wandering in from open vacuum. They were quieter than you and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously at you. I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight to her crutch. The next cycle they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins where the greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. She sits down nearby, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into wherever they ended up. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth in your palm. How? Those club head caps made it for you, or at least who or whatever made those club heads. She starts to clear her bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame is it. Your frame is it. Runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow, the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is that it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like, I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? Yes. In fact, I already have. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly, I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more. But I'm so glad I met you. You are welcome here any time. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel, thoughts of that other sleeper and where they ended up weighing on your mind. Oh, we got an upgrade point. We need one more. Stabilizer synthesis. With a couple of club head caps, Rico can extract a miraculous stabilizer they produce. But we also have Rico's grow beds. The only way to understand what Gardener gave you is to grow it. Rico is incredibly excited by the prospect. I'll take good care of it, Sleeper. Rico smiles. Don't you worry. The seed is planted, and Rico is an attentive mother to it. What future is forming there? 8 cycles for that to be completed. Glad we did it when we did. Either way, now that we know we can grow our own stabilizer, we have a way to stay alive. In addition to gathering up scrap to repair us, which we can do relatively easily. Alright, that's growing. That takes 4 cycles. I think the other things are almost done. And we can get more scrap out here. Just like that. And we can use that to repair ourselves. And in the Haifa commune, we can use this in order to regain a bit of energy without having to spend money. Which is a pretty good thing. And now if we just go in, put this in here, and then we take a rest, we're basically self-sufficient. We have stabilizer in an emergency. We have a place we can get scrap. Ooh, those are some bad rolls. But ultimately, we're doing relatively well. Let me see what we have down in this direction. Ah, Rabaya's ready, and so is that. Lemon Mira. Okay, so that is already cheap, but we don't need to deal with buying any ship mine fragments. I am going to go ahead and buy from Emphas. Alright. Let's start by dealing with Lemon Mina. The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize faces among them, people you have worked alongside on the side reel. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and a few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot!" she shouts, reaching out to you. "Hi, Mina." She waves frantically, grinning. "Quite the turnout, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. "This is Alistair Enghart of the Celis Foundation." The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of quiet rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you, on behalf of Sindre Celis, for the work you have done on the Sidereal Horizon." Most of the crowd strains to see Aster's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. "Sender wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Havenage Association. Unlike most of the Corps, we neither believe Erlin's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny." A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. "You are all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the Sidereal Horizon will carry in cryosleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out among the workers. "There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative, bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Sender Celis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havenage Yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space." Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. "This is it." "This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I will now read the Celis identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers? Licensed contractors? You've never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. Asher starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? You turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now as the shouts start. Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see for the first time Havenage security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem lets go. He doesn't move. They might call out names. I can't... Mina tugs at his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Aster reading off the ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you, too. They screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Oh, drive failed. Well, shit. And it's another 3 cycles before the thing leaves. Oh wow, I just realized what the ship looks like. I don't think Lem and Mina are still here. Oh wait, Lem and Mina's hut. There's a note on the door of the unit. Sleeper, gone to find work. Lem. Only one other thing to look at, and that's find out what happened with Rabaya and Sabine. As you enter Rabaya's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door. Sleeper, what good timing, Rabaya calls out as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabaya. He turns as you come in. Meet Yannick. Sleeper, been hearing good things from Rabbi. He smiles an easy smile. Good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabbi, where were we? Actually, Rabaya places a hand on your shoulder. The sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What is going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hands into his pockets. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. They have shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block has proven more difficult. Yannick leans forward slowly. It's a mess, Robbie. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them. Good to hear. I can immediately. Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, Sleeper? What kind of work? A question. Yannick lowers his head and raises it again, as if he dropped something. Nothing new for you, he answers, not quite looking at you. You don't follow. What is he saying? That concludes it. Sleeper can come work in the ward, anytime they like. You shoot Rabaya a confused look. Rabaya finally glances at you for a moment, but it is so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Yam. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Rabbit. Now please, he says, turning to face you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabaya away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabaya, but she is deep in conversation, and so, stunned and confused, you leave. Huh. Yannick's ward. The massive block at the center of the low end is made up of layers and layers of units. Patrolling this vertical city is a challenge. Yannick is a strange character, but he seems to understand the value of hard work. You'll gain his trust with time. So that's something we need to work on, which I think we'll be able to. It doesn't seem too hard. That said, we have a lot of spare numbers here. Everything else is on a timer and is going to take a long time. Well, I can do this. Gather a bit of scrap to keep myself topped off. A refuel. Ooh, that'll give me a lot. In fact, I think I'm going to use that. Why not use all of these in order to take care of this now? I think I will. But I'm going to do that in the next episode, because this one's gone on long enough. So, next episode, we'll see what we can do about Yannick. Because otherwise, we're kind of stuck. But that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Tressik44, Arsenius Fly. This has been a Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper, and I shall see you all next time.